Hello everyone, welcome to a preview of Expeditions Viking. This game is due out in the first quarter of 2017 and is a sequel of sorts to Expeditions Conquistador, which I have previously played on my channel and really enjoyed. And I've been looking forward to this game for quite a while. Now, this is just a preview version of the game. It's not the full game. I'm not sure at what point the game will end, and I'm not sure that, you know, when the full game comes out, whether I will continue from where I've been, you know, what I've done in this game already, or if I'll start fresh. We'll have to see that as we go. I have played around a little bit with the game just to do some testing and everything like that. So we're gonna dive right in. Let's go ahead and do a new game. And we get to choose what our character looks like. We actually have portraits, unlike Expeditions Conquistador, where we basically just had an eyeless face. Now you can choose between male and female, name and father's name, and various aspects of your character's appearance. With the males, I believe the voice option is grayed out because that hasn't been completed yet. So that would be one thing that might drive me to one of the many little things that I've seen so far that might drive me to playing fresh once the game comes out, but we'll see. Anyway, we've got various options to choose from, but rather than a male character, I am going to be choosing a female character. And I've already gone through and taken a look at the things that I want. We've got a variety of portraits to choose from, and I swear this one looks like a girl from one of the Russo-Finnish MST3K episodes. But the portrait that I'm going to go with is this one of a red-haired girl. And, of course, we will be Elmendretta, as usual. I don't have a strong pick on father's name, so I think I'll just go with Ald. Alright, skin color. We can go from very pale, which seems almost sickly, to quite ruddy. I'm going to go for the slightly, not quite the lightest. And it randomly chose green eyes and red hair, and I'm going to stick with that. We've got large, medium, and thin for body frame. I'll go with medium. Don't have a voice option yet. For facial features, we've got smooth and scarred and freckled. I'm going to go with smooth. No beard options for the women, of course. For hair, let's see. Single braid. Single braid down the back. We've got short hair. Pulled back. Long hair. Braids, which this one actually really quite matches this portrait, I think. But I am going to go for the headband, because the portrait has a headband. And for the outfit, we've got leather tunic, fancy dress, fancy tunic, simple dress, simple tunic, and I am going to go with the fancy tunic, I think. There we go. I kind of like the look of that. Arms, we've got bear, bracelet, layered, sleeves, back to bear. Not a big fan of the bear, but most of the others are okay. I'm going to go with layered, though, I think. I kind of like the look of that. And for footwear, we've got socks, we've got loose wrapped, tight wrapped, boots, and back to socks. And I think I'm going to go with boots. And then for the colors, color number 1, it randomly chose green, and that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go for light blue for the second color. I like the way that those look together. And for the third color, which is primarily the pants, I'm going to go with gray. Alright. That is our character's appearance. And here we can choose stats and skills. You can increase the various skills. We've got strength, endurance, finesse, perception, and sense. Strength determines base damage with axes and swords and affects physical resistance. Strength is essential for warriors and will occasionally enable knockouts and other physical feats in dialogue. Endurance determines hit points, base damage reduction, block chance with shields, and affects stamina. Endurance is of utmost importance to frontline fighters. Finesse determines base damage with knives and spears, and critical chance with all weapons. Finesse is important to ranged characters and fast-handed rogues, and can occasionally be used for surprise attacks in dialogue. Perception determines accuracy with ranged weapons. Perception is crucial to archers and will often reveal additional information during dialogue. And sense affects mental resistance and stamina. Sense is fundamental to witches, scalds, and other support characters, and can often be used for persuasion and dialogue. And then we've got hit points. Determines the amount of damage a character can sustain before getting incapacitated. Hit points replenish after each fight, but characters will suffer injuries if incapacitated for too long. Accuracy determines the maximum hit chance for making a successful ranged attack. Accuracy decreases by distance to the target. Block chance determines how likely you are to block an attack with a shield, so the shield will take the damage instead of you. Critical chance determines the likelihood of landing a critical hit, which multiplies the damage by the critical modifier of the equipped weapon. Damage reduction. Damage reduction determines the amount of damage subtracted from incoming attacks. This might be different between melee and ranged attacks, depending on the equipped gear. Physical resistance determines the chance of resisting negative physical effects derived from strength and morale. Shields can bolster this value. Mental resistance determines the chance of resisting negative mental effects derived from sense and morale. Helmets can bolster this value. Stamina determines how many hours a character can go before becoming fatigued. Getting 2 shifts of sleep at camp will reset the timer. And description. Born to Ald and Astrid in the year 769. Hey! Right at the start of Crusader Kings 2. Julian calendar with captivating green eyes and hair the color of blood. That sounds perfect for a Viking. Now, the stats start out with 5s in everything, and you have 4 points that you can distribute. You can also decrease stats, and you can see what they affect. So, 5 endurance, you have 100 hit points. If you bump that down to a 1, 84 hit points, and your block chance is only 12. But then you have 8 points that you can distribute elsewhere. Also, damage reduction and stamina gets modified by that. Bumping up strength, you can see that that's affecting physical resistance there. Finesse is bumping up the critical chance. Sounds pretty nice. Perception increases accuracy, 5% per point. If you get it up to 10, that would be 100% accuracy. And sense is mental and stamina. And then we have skills. Some of these, I believe, are locked out because of the preview build that I'm playing. This ability is not available in the demo. So some of these, and again, this is another reason that I might want to start fresh when the game is actually released. But we have weapon skills: axe, bow, Thane axe, knife, shield, sling, spear, sword, and unarmed. And each of these have further abilities. Axe rank 1, base damage increased by 5. Shield hook attack action uses the axe to pull the opponent's shield away, adding the status effect exposed, cannot block, and then makes an attack at 50% damage. Then axe rank 3 would give you cleave. Ignores the target's damage reduction, but only deals 25% damage and gives the status effect bleeding. Minus 4 to 8 hit points per turn. And weapon hook, this ability is not available in the demo. So bows have quite a few abilities. Bow accuracy and base damage increased. Signal arrow. All enemies within 3 hexes of the target hex get the status effect spotted. Quick shot makes 2 ranged attacks at minus 50% accuracy each, so that's familiar to us from Expeditions Conquistador. And aimed shot negates distance penalties to hit chance and grants a 5% point bonus to critical hit chance. That's not too bad. Knife has flurry, makes 2 attacks at half damage on the same target, or on 2 different targets, that each attempts to cause bleeding. And a knife attack is a melee skill in this game. We've got Slice, makes free attack at half damage. That's actually pretty nice. Shield. Brace, restores your shield to mint condition. And Protect, you get the status effect Protecting. Enemies are stopped upon leaving adjacent hexes. Occurs after AOO, which I'm not sure. Attacks of opportunity, okay. Spear. Double jab. Attack an adjacent target with 50% damage. Take 1 step back and do another attack at 50% damage. That's actually pretty nice. Extend. Attack a target 3 hexes away, but at 75% damage. And you can see governed by finesse, 2-handed melee, 2 hex reach, medium damage, high critical. Shield, governed by endurance, offhand only, can block melee and ranged attacks, reducing the damage taken. Knife, 1-handed melee, low damage, high critical. Bows are medium damage, low critical. Thane axe, 2-handed melee, 2 hex reach, high damage, low critical. Bow. No, I already. Did I already click on that? Medium damage, low critical. Whatever. Axe, 1-handed melee, high damage, low critical. Then we have sword, governed by strength, 1-handed melee, medium damage, medium critical, which sounds pretty nice overall. It also has ready, automatically attacks the first enemy that enters melee range, and heavy swing makes an attack with double critical chance, but the target's block chance is doubled as well. And then unarmed. Rebuke, a kick that moves the target 1 hex away, and heavy punch. A heavier punch that deals 50% damage, plus 50% damage. Low damage and doesn't kill, only incapacitates. It's fairly cheap overall. Under skills, we've got Anticipate Opening, which is locked out. Charge, which is locked out. Cripple, which is locked out. Reckless Strike, locked out. And Throwing, which is locked out. Unlocks several abilities related to throwing things and people. Well, that sounds fun. We've got Dual Wielding. Increase critical chance when dual wielding and gain abilities that utilize both weapons. You can only dual wield with a knife or an axe in your offhand. Feint, Interrupt, and Stun. Then under skills, we've got Galder. Tears Favor. All followers get the status effect Tears Favor. Total damage reduction plus 25%. Galder lets you use War Cries for party-wide bonuses. Galder rank 2 is Baldur's Favor. All followers get the status effect Centered. Immune to stunned, knocked down. Guard is locked out. Taunt is locked out. We get Healing. Healing is very good. Definitely will want that at some point. Leadership, governed by sense, grants the combat buffs and unlocks special conversation options. Maneuvering gives all allies 1 more hex of movement for that turn, even if they've spent all their actions. Inspire restores the target's attack action for this turn if they've already spent it. Spot traps. It's fairly similar to what was in Expeditions Conquistador. Tactical move halves the user's moves, but allows them to move through traps and attacks of opportunity without triggering them. And Witchcraft, governed by sense, converts herbs into medicine and grants debuff abilities for combat. I've got Demoralize, mental resistance, max accuracy halved. Poison, target gets the status effect Venomous. Attacks apply, poison not hit. Okay, so this is something that you can use on an ally. Dust blows dust into the faces of anyone occupying the 3 front-facing hexes, which inflicts drugged, finesse -2, and perception -2. That actually sounds pretty good. Then there are utility skills. Armor smithing, artisan, constitution, cooking, crafting, diplomacy, guarding, heavy sleeper. You become fully rested by only resting 1 shift. Hunting, and preserving, and tinker. We've got 50 points that we can distribute, and each of these costs different things. Preserving might actually be a good thing to get for a number of people. Craft skills, it looks like. Or, wait, no. Converts 1 meat into it. Ah, okay, so... interesting. Well, it's fairly cheap to take. Lots of skills are locked out here on the skills tab. We've got Avenger, Dodge, Evade, Fencer, Fortune Favored, Good Patient, Hardened, Keen Eye, Point Blank, Quick Feet, Strider, Sneak Attack, and Relentless. So we've got a lot more flexibility in this game than we had in the last game, which is actually pretty cool. But we also have a various set of presets. We've got Berserker. You can see that that bumps up strength real high, sense is very low. Haven't looked at what skills and traits they actually have, but these are good to take a look at, and I'll probably choose one of these. Warrior. Bannerman. I suppose I should actually read these. Berserker, reckless and violent melee character who dual-wields axes and swords. Warrior, well-rounded melee character, devastating with axe and shield. Bannerman, defensive melee character, trained with sword and shield. Rogue, shifty rascal with a wide variety of nasty tricks up their sleeve. Leader, strong melee character with some useful support and dialogue skills. Healer, ranged support character specializing in restoration and powerful debuffs. Hunter, ranged character designed for pure damage, deadly with a bow. Scald, ranged support character specialized in healing and full party combat buffs. And Defender, defensive ranged character who can hold their own in melee. I'm going to go with Leader, because I want the dialogue options. And again, this is another thing that kind of makes me think that when the full game is out, we'll start fresh, because I will have more experience with all the options, and I may want to choose different things. So as Leader, we start with Diplomacy, level 1. We start with Cooking, level 1. Preserving, level 1. We have Healing, level 1. Leadership is level 2. And that gives us that one more hex of movement. And Leadership rank 1 free action. I'm not sure exactly what that will do. We've got Spot Traps of level 1, and Tactical Move of level 1. We've got Interrupt. This ability is not available in the demo. And we've got Basic Bow Skill and Basic Sword Skill. I might actually want to build up Dual Wield, get that option at some point. Although it looks like that's not available in the demo. But I kind of like the idea of dual wielding. That seems like a pretty good thing. Although Might not be the best thing for our leader. Anyway, hit points are a little bit lower because endurance is down, but perception and sense are up, and strength is very high. So I think we'll go with this. And, yes, I'm satisfied with this character.
Your father was a great warrior and a good husband, but he was not a strong chieftain to his clan. As he travels to join his brothers in the halls of Valhalla, you must take his place. Our clan is beset by petty squabbles. Some amongst our people would contest your claim to leadership, as they saw discord our neighbors plot against us. Gather your most trusted clansmen. Together you will face dangers which none can predict. You will be challenged on your leadership, your resolve, your wisdom. Build a ship and take your housecarls across the sea. Power and strength for our clan must be sought outside the Norselands. If you show yourself to be bold, the gods will follow you into battle. Your legacy will live for 1,000 years beyond your time. Our clan must prevail.
That was our mother talking to us. Mothers. Losing a fight in Viking does not usually mean the game is over. You'll typically retreat back to your last campsite to recover. Aid me, Odin, in my effort to bind the struggles of a bygone time, as glimmering light on glass. It is the evening after your father's funeral. We also got a bunch of stuff. 500 valuables, 35 rations, 50 medicine, 30 wood, 6 hides, and 3 slaves. Oh boy, slaves! Always fun! When you close your eyes, the image of his blazing ship shimmers in the dark behind your eyelids. It's not a common ritual this far south, but your mother, Astrid, who hails from the land of the Geats, insisted upon it. All the Thanes of the neighboring clans have come to attend your feast in his honor. Your father may not have been the most successful Thane, but as a warrior he commanded the respect of many. The guests are filing into your longhouse. The Thanes enter first, each trailing a modest group of warriors. Your mother leans in to whisper a few words of advice before she takes her seat. You should greet each of the Thanes before the feast begins, but listen well to their words. Few of them would benefit from making this a smooth transition. It will be important to know where they stand. Okay, new quest, the feast. Press O to see our goals. The feast. All your neighboring Thanes have come to pay their respects at your father's funeral. Take a seat next to your mother, and optional, talk to the Thanes. 0 of 3. So we can see other people. Nefja Holmanar daughter. Narrator Muddolfson, Haley Yofer's daughter. This is one of the Thanes, Ragnhildur the White, Skalagrim, and Thorolfur Yorkson. We've got Skaki, Rodgerda, School Skullcleaver, Halvardr Bjarnarsson, Alfbjorn Fastason, Halfdanr Salmundersson, Einir, Irni, Dalksdaughter, Herriker Yorkson, Sigurdur Manadaughter, Ljotur Licknium Bjarn. Okay, I'm not even going to try that one anymore. We've got Rurik, Kettle Kolbjarnarsson. The people with the gold bits above their head we can talk to. Whereas these other people we can't. But if we get close to them, we can overhear their conversation. Helmfridr Kraxon. We've got Adelbrun Stierlogson. And Aesleifr Grimvardarsson. Grimkel Eriksson. And Olbjorn Munufsson. Well, let's go talk to School Skullcleaver first. School Skullcleaver is the Thane of Yelling, which borders your area. Yelling is a large territory, and School is one of the most powerful Thanes in Jutland. I'm probably mispronouncing some of these, but I'm trying to get them at least somewhat accurate. Yelling has prospered under his rule. School pushes himself forward, away from the table with his foot, the chair making a grinding sound across the wooden floor. His face shows earnest sympathy.
Elmendreda, my girl, so sorry about your father. If there's anything the people of Yelling can do to aid you in these trying times, don't hesitate to ask.
That's very kind of you, Thane. School. Thank you, but we'll be fine. We'll be nice. We've got general dialogue options. We'll progress the conversation. And I think that these options will change if we get something that's based on our stats or something like that.
Of course, we must all stand together against the Frankish threat.
School leans towards you, resting his elbow on the table.
Tell me, what are your plans for this place? How will you lead your clan?
That is my business, School. It's too soon for that kind of planning. I'll start by expanding our defenses. We need a new ship, first of all. We need the favor of the gods if we are to prosper. I wish to be an attentive Thane. I'll start building a folkmoot. I think these are all just general options. I'm going to say that we need a new ship, first of all.
Of course, you wouldn't want to renege on your clan's duties to King Sigurdur. Just take care not to give in to the calling of the sea like your father did.
He lets out a deep sigh and leans back into his seat.
I'm sure you know I fought with your father many years ago. We were very much of a similar inclination, he and I.
I feel like the dialogue in this game is more, what is it? That highlights, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It feels more in line with Baldur's Gate than Expedition's Conquistador. We'll see how that works out for this game.
I'm sure you know I fought with your father many years ago. We were very much of a similar inclination, he and I. That man had a real taste for battle, not like his brothers. Mark my words, Elmendreda, true bonds are forged in battle, not bound in blood. He came to me for advice before he mounted his last journey, on account of my ties to Kopang. I should have warned him better about what he was getting himself into.
What does Kopang have to do with it? He knew what he was getting into, but he went anyway. He should have stayed here and minded his clan. I can remain silent. Well, let's explore further into the dialogue options. What does Kopang have to do with it?
Vikings out of Kopang have been to the isles across the sea. I've heard many stories about it, since I often go there to trade. Your father wanted to hear if the stories were true. But I've taken too much of your time already. I know you have other guests to entertain. Perhaps we'll talk later after a bit more mead.
School nods more to himself than to you and turns his attention to the food on the table. In that dialogue. Let's see if we go down here.
This must be the most pathetic...
Oh, missed that. If you're going to insult our guests, at least have the sense to whisper.
I'd heard Ald had neglected his clan for years, but this is just sad.
Maybe his daughter will do a better job.
I doubt she'll live long enough to get the chance.
Anyone else want to say anything? Nope. I'm kind of regretting the choice of naming the character's father Ald. He just ran right by there. Well, I hope you grabbed some food while you were doing that, Elmendreda. Let's talk to Halfdanr Salmanderson. Halfdanr is the Thane of a slightly larger clan that borders your lands to the east. He wears a solemn expression and nods heavily when you approach him. I think this means that the character's portrait has not been completed yet.
Halfdanr. Ald is in Valhalla now, Elmendreda. There's no doubt about it. He died doing what he loved. But while he feasts among the heroes, you're left back here to sort out the pieces. You've got your work cut out for you.
You speak ill of my father at his own funeral feast? What do you mean? We'll explore the option rather than risk angering him.
Your father managed to make quite a few enemies in his time. Most of them among his own clan. If you'll permit me to be honest, he never paid one speck of attention to the wishes or needs of his people. Surely you're not expecting your claim to leadership to go uncontested.
I am the rightful Thane. If anyone thinks otherwise, we'll sort it out in the traditional way. No one in this clan is more suited to lead than I. I'll win them over. I know many disagree with my appointment. It'll be a difficult transition. I'll win them over. I think I like this option.
Well, shit, let's hope you're right. At least it's plain for all to see that you throw a bloody fine feast.
Halfdanner empties his mug of mead in a single gulp, then slams the mug onto the table and calls to a thrall for a refill. So we've talked to two of the Thanes. Let's go over here. School is a very impressive man in the flesh. Is this an attempt to make me jealous? No, it's merely... I think I now believe those stories about how he took control of Yelling.
I always thought that story was exaggerated, but yes, I see what you mean.
Let's talk to Rurik here. Your elder brother Rurik always had a penchant for music. He looks up and gives you a warm smile as you approach him. Oh, join my party, be a skald. Come on. You'll grow up to be a bard. Rurik, good evening, sis. Rurik grins. I mean, my honored Thane. How do you feel? I'm well, Rurik. I know our father is in Valhalla now. I'm fine, Rurik. How about yourself? I don't think it's quite sunk in yet that father is gone. I can't believe what a mess the old man left me. Now, let's not insult him at his funeral feast. I'll go with this. This is our brother, after all. Rurik places a hand gingerly on your shoulder. You can barely hear his soft voice over the din of the feast. Father was a warrior. There's no doubt that he's feasting with Odin now. I'm sorry I couldn't be the older brother I was expected to be. You don't deserve to have to deal with this mess on your own. How has everyone been treating you? If anyone disrespects you, let me know about it. I'll make sure it doesn't happen twice. Don't worry, I'm proud to take Father's place. I have to go and be a good host. I'll talk to you later. No, let's not break that off. How has everyone been treating you? Rurik sighs lightly. There have been some snide remarks, but Mother has always been more of a Thane than our father ever was, so in a way this changes nothing. To tell you the truth, I think our clansmen are almost as relieved as I am that you took on the mantle. I have to go and be a good host. I'll talk to you later. Your brother flashes you a cheeky grin. Just use the old signal if you need help to get out of the conversation with one of the other Thanes. Alright, we've got Kettle, Aslafer, and Ragnhilder left to talk to, but I think I will save that for the next episode. Oh, we've got this nice little thing that shows what we've got. We've got no herbs, we've got no meat, we've got 35 rations, 500 valuables, 3 slaves, a highly valued commodity that can be spent to speed up upgrades in your homestead. Medicine, plenty of medicine, we've got some wood there. Salvage, used to craft weapons and armor, can be gained by recycling unused equipment in the inventory. And we've got 6 hides. Let's actually take a look at the menu system before we actually move on to the rest of the conversations. Here's our inventory. We've got basically nothing. And we'll actually be able to specifically equip weapons rather than just equipping equipment items, which change what we've got. And we've got no helmet. This is a talisman slot. Right and left hand slots. Second weapon slot that a character can switch to during combat. Any type of craftable combat items, such as traps, consumables, or throwable items. Any type of... it's basically the same thing. Okay. Elmendretta Yofer's daughter. That does not appear to have updated correctly with our father's name. Well, that seems like a bug. Character and skills menu. Born to Ald and Astrid in the year 769. You've grown to be a strong, keen, and wise woman, but of little grace. You are known amongst your clansmen as a foresighted leader with a great command of the battlefield. So, what I'm thinking that, other possibilities that I'm thinking about is a straight archer, or a dual-wielding sword and axe wielder. But I definitely do want to have strong leadership skills. I definitely want to have conversation options. We've got our homestead and our thing. Moor, blacksmith, farms, palisades, banners, roads, training ring, pier. Oh, neat. So lots of things that we could upgrade. Mead Hall, rank 1, plus 4 prosperity. The Hall of the Thane, built mainly to accommodate the feasts and celebrations. The thing. Folkmoot, plus 1 power and plus 50 valuables weekly. Place for your people to publicly settle disputes in Holmgang or Envig. Secures a steady income through taxes. Market, rank 1, plus 1 prosperity and a new trader. Place where traders can raise a stall to sell their wares. Moor, center of the village's religious practices. Sacrificial Bog, rank 1. Hey, we can level up our Sacrificial Bog! That's awesome! Plus 2 prosperity, plus 4 rations weekly. Ooh, just getting rations. That's awesome. Herbal Glade, rank 1. I've got Blacksmith. Plus 2 power, plus 3 salvage, tri-weekly. Craftsman. We've got farms. We've got rank 1 farm already, it looks like. Plus 4 prosperity. Adis gets a new fence and a couple more aurochs, and the animal pens are cleaned up. Farms rank 2. Farms rank 3. We've got palisades. The old perimeter fence is replaced by a sturdier barrier. Banners. Plus 2 prosperity. Decorates your homestead to improve the clan's reputation. Bringing in more trade. Roads. Plus 4 prosperity. Prevents soggy feet from walking through the mud. Training ring. Restores the old training ring to its former glory. Pier. Expands the pier to support larger warships. Let's see, what is this? This is our prosperity. It's 0 right now. Measure of your prestige at home and you're standing among the other chieftains. Power, a measure of your military strength outside the borders of your territory. We've got our quest log. We've got the codex, which is not available right now, and the options menu. Alright, but when we return, we will go ahead and continue talking to everyone else, now that we've also taken a look at... Oh, hey, we can take a look at that. I'll look at that real fast. Oh. Just asking about someone. Good question. I haven't seen them all day. That doesn't bode well for them to not attend the Thane's funeral. I agree. I wonder what their game is. A rabbit stew bubbles over the fire pit, spreading a delicious smell throughout the longhouse. Sounds good. Alright, when we return, we will talk to the remaining people here. See you next time, everyone.